In a recent and widely publicized speech, former U.S. President Donald Trump made headlines across the globe with a stark and controversial prediction. He claimed that the nation of Trinidad and Tobago is teetering on the edge of a total and rapid collapse. Trump's remarks, delivered with his characteristic directness and dramatic flair, sent shockwaves through both the international community and the Caribbean region. His words were not just a passing comment, but a detailed warning that painted a dire picture of the Twin Island nation's immediate future. According to Trump, the situation in Trinidad and Tobago is so precarious that the country could face a sudden and catastrophic breakdown of its economic, political, and social systems. This prediction has sparked intense debate, concern, and speculation among political analysts, economists, and ordinary citizens alike, both within Trinidad and Tobago and abroad. Trump began his speech by referencing recent reports and data that, in his view, point to a nation in crisis. He cited a series of troubling economic indicators, including rising unemployment rates, a sharp decline in foreign investment, and a growing national debt that has put increasing pressure on the government's ability to provide basic services. Trump argued that these economic challenges are not isolated incidents, but rather symptoms of what he described as chronic and systemic mismanagement by the country's leadership. He accused the current administration of failing to implement effective fiscal policies, allowing corruption to flourish, and neglecting critical sectors such as energy, tourism, and manufacturing. According to Trump, these failures have created a perfect storm that threatens to overwhelm the nation's already fragile economy. Trump's warning did not stop at economic mismanagement. He went on to highlight the visible signs of economic decline that are now apparent in everyday life across Trinidad and Tobago. He pointed to the once bustling financial district in Port of Spain, where empty storefronts and shuttered businesses have become an increasingly common sight. The local stock market, he noted, has experienced significant volatility, with investors growing wary of the country's uncertain future. Trump also referenced the struggles faced by small business owners, many of whom have been forced to close their doors due to declining consumer confidence and a lack of access to credit. These developments, he argued, are clear evidence that the country's economic foundation is eroding at an alarming rate. Another key factor in Trump's prediction was the loss of crucial international partnerships and trade relationships. He emphasized that Trinidad and Tobago, once considered a vital hub for trade and diplomacy in the Caribbean, is now facing increasing isolation on the world stage. Trump cited recent diplomatic tensions with major trading partners, as well as the departure of several multinational corporations that once played a significant role in the country's economy. He warned that the decline in foreign investment and the erosion of international trust could have devastating long-term consequences, making it even more difficult for Trinidad and Tobago to recover from its current challenges. The loss of these partnerships, Trump argued, is not just an economic issue, but a strategic one that undermines the nation's ability to compete and thrive in a rapidly changing global landscape. Trump also drew attention to the growing social unrest that has gripped Trinidad and Tobago in recent months. He described scenes of protesters taking to the streets, demanding greater accountability from their leaders, and calling for urgent reforms to address rising inequality, crime, and unemployment. The presence of heavily armed police at public demonstrations, he noted, is a sign of the government's increasing reliance on force to maintain order. Trump warned that this escalating tension between citizens and authorities could lead to a breakdown in public trust and social cohesion, further destabilizing the country. He expressed concern that if these issues are not addressed swiftly and effectively, Trinidad and Tobago could experience a wave of civil unrest that would make recovery even more difficult. The gravity of Trump's warning cannot be overstated. He painted a picture of a nation standing at a crossroads, with the very fabric of its society at risk of unraveling. According to Trump, the combination of economic mismanagement, the loss of international partnerships, and mounting social unrest has created a situation where everything, from the economy to public order, could fall apart with shocking speed. He cautioned that the consequences of such a collapse would be felt not only by the people of Trinidad and Tobago, but also by the wider Caribbean region and the international community. Trump urged world leaders, financial institutions, and regional organizations to pay close attention to the unfolding crisis and to offer support where possible, warning that the future of the Twin Island nation now hangs in the balance. But Trump's remarks have not gone unchallenged. In the days following his speech, officials from Trinidad and Tobago's government issued statements rejecting his prediction as alarmist and unfounded. They pointed to recent efforts to stabilize the economy, attract new investment, and strengthen diplomatic ties with key partners. Government spokespeople emphasize that while the country faces significant challenges, it is far from the brink of collapse. They accuse Trump of exaggerating the situation for political gain, and of failing to recognize the resilience and determination of the Trinidadian and Tobagonian people. Despite these reassurances, Trump's warning has resonated with many citizens who feel that their concerns have been ignored for too long. Social media platforms have been flooded with discussions about the country's future, with some expressing fear and uncertainty, while others call for unity and action. Community leaders, business owners, and activists have all weighed in, offering their perspectives on what needs to be done to address the nation's most pressing problems. Some have called for greater transparency and accountability from the government, while others have urged citizens to come together and support local businesses and initiatives. International observers have also taken note of Trump's remarks, with some analysts suggesting that his prediction, while dramatic, highlights real vulnerabilities in Trinidad and Tobago's economic and political systems. They point to the country's heavy reliance on oil and gas exports, which have been hit hard by fluctuations in global energy prices. The decline in tourism, exacerbated by the COVID-19 pandemic, has also taken a toll on the economy. Additionally, concerns about crime, corruption, and inadequate infrastructure have made it difficult for the country to attract and retain foreign investment. At the same time, there are those who argue that Trump's comments overlook the strengths and potential of Trinidad and Tobago. The country boasts a young and dynamic population, a rich cultural heritage, and a strategic location that has long made it a gateway to the Americas. Many believe that with the right policies and leadership, Trinidad and Tobago can overcome its current challenges and emerge stronger than before. They point to recent successes in the creative industries, technology, and renewable energy as signs of hope and resilience. As the debate continues, one thing is clear: Trump's prediction has forced a national and international reckoning with the realities facing Trinidad and Tobago. It has sparked conversations about the need for reform, innovation, and greater cooperation between government, business, and civil society. Whether or not his dire forecast comes to pass, the issues he raised cannot be ignored. The future of Trinidad and Tobago will depend on the choices made in the coming months and years by its leaders, its citizens, and its partners around the world. In the end, Trump's warning serves as both a challenge and a call to action. It is a reminder that no nation is immune to crisis, and that the path to stability and prosperity requires vigilance, adaptability, and a willingness to confront difficult truths. For Trinidad and Tobago, the road ahead may be uncertain, but the spirit of its people and the strength of its institutions will play a decisive role in shaping what comes next. As the world watches and waits, the fate of this vibrant Caribbean nation hangs in the balance, a testament to both the risks and the possibilities that lie ahead. In today's world, where information is constantly evolving and the landscape of Trinidad and Tobago is always shifting, staying informed is more important than ever. Whether you're a resident, a visitor, or someone with a keen interest in the vibrant culture, dynamic economy, and unique stories of this twin island nation, you know that things can change in the blink of an eye. From new government policies and economic developments to cultural events and local happenings, there's always something new to discover, and it can be overwhelming to keep up with it all on your own. That's why we're here, to help you navigate this complex and ever-changing landscape with ease and confidence. Our channel is dedicated to bringing you the most current, accurate, and relevant information about Trinidad and Tobago, delivered in a way that's easy to understand and always up to date. By subscribing, you'll gain access to a wealth of resources, including in-depth guides, breaking news, insightful analysis, and practical tips that can help you make informed decisions, whether you're planning your next move, looking for investment opportunities, or simply wanting to stay connected to what's happening in the country. But it doesn't stop there. When you hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell, you're not just joining a channel, you're becoming part of a community that values staying ahead of the curve. You'll be the first to know when we release new content, whether it's a deep dive into the latest government initiatives, a spotlight on local entrepreneurs, or a guide to the best places to visit in Trinidad and Tobago. Our notifications ensure that you never miss out on the information that matters most to you, delivered straight to your device the moment it's available. So, if you want to stay informed, empowered, and connected to everything happening in Trinidad and Tobago, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications. Join our growing community of viewers who rely on us for essential guides, timely updates, and the stories that shape our nation. Don't let important news and opportunities pass you by. Subscribe now and be part of the conversation that's shaping the future of Trinidad and Tobago.